Reasons why you should not compare yourself to other people. You never know what someone had to sacrifice to get where they are. A lot of people are just performing to keep up appearances. It's more difficult to focus on other people when you're more worried about your other accomplishments. You're not inadequate for not living someone else's life. How you perceive someone's life can be 100% different than the life they're actually living.
Have you ever heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy? Well, I'm going to remind you of it again. Constantly comparing yourself to others will rob you of your happiness. Comparison is a trap. It's so easy to look at other people and think they're further ahead than me. But you don't know what they sacrifice or what their journey actually looks like. Your path is sacred. You're not supposed to be married by 25, rich by 30, healed by Friday. You're supposed to be present with where you are right now and honor the path that's meant for you, your custom path. Everyone's path is different and very unique. You cannot compare yourself to other people because you're not living their life. You're living your life. You have to focus on alignment and not the speed that you're going. Fast isn't always better. Alignment is the thing that will last. When you're in sync with your soul, you're going to arrive when you're meant to. Slow progress is still progress. Stop comparing yourself to other people and their progress.
Rych Babes, let me keep it real. Comparison is killing more dreams than failure ever could. You're not behind, you're not too late, and you're not unqualified. But the moment that you start measuring your journey against someone else's, you start convincing yourself that you're losing. And that's the trap. Like, that's stealing your success before it even starts, okay? Hey, Rych Babes, it's Ron Milan, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be back at the end with the rest of my commentary.
Honey, you're scrolling on Instagram again, you're making yourself miserable again, and I'm about to check you real quick. You are comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlighted reel, and for what? That girl you're jealous of, she's jealous of someone else. That perfect life you're seeing is filtered, financed, and fake half of the time. Okay, yeah, because what we're not gonna do is waste another minute wishing we had someone else's life while yours is waiting to be lived. Your path is not supposed to look like theirs. Your timeline is not supposed to match theirs. The moment you realize that copying someone else's life means you'll never be more than a second-rate version of them. When you realize that, that's when you'll finally start becoming a first-rate version of yourself.
And people are always trying to figure out how you do what you do, but they don't know what you've been through to get where you at. Why my hair look like that? Like, they don't know. Like, they don't know the journey that you've had to walk. They don't know the things you've been through. They don't know the things you've had to overcome. And the whole time, the reason you are gifted and talented the way you are is because what you've been through has prepared you for that. But they study looking at your results and your output, and they're trying to figure out how they can emulate it, but they can't. Because you can't be duplicated. Your path is your path. And I feel like this is why I always preach. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own journey. Because the whole time you're trying to compete with other people and you don't even understand what they had to go through or what their life path really looked like. You ain't with them in the day-to-day, and people can't walk in your shoes. And it's always comical to me because I feel like I've experienced it the most. You see people come up to you and they always trying to emulate what you do or trying to figure out how you get to be who you are. Baby, it's a journey that come behind this.
The next time you even try to compare yourself to somebody, remember, you don't know shit at all. You don't know a goddamn thing. You don't know what's going on here. Even if you know them, you don't know what they're dealing with here. You don't know what kind of problems they have. You don't know if they're walking in their house and getting slapped down to the floor. You don't know that. You see them with a lot of money. You don't know what they're doing for that. You don't know what they're sacrificing. You don't know what they have given for that. You see them with nice clothes. You don't know what they've done for that. They probably stole that shit. Not to say that you should just think that they're a thief, but you just don't know. You don't know. So you can't compare yourself to somebody. You know everything about you. You know. You know how you feel. You know how you look. You know why you got where you're at. You know. You cannot compare your situation to an unknown situation just based off what you see, babe. Okay? Perception is not reality. You come up with this whole fucking story about how blah, blah, blah is blah, 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 blah. You don't know what that person does when they go home. Okay? They might have a whole a room catered to the devil that you don't know. You do not know this. And based off of that much information, based off of you not knowing, you should be cool on that. You should be cool on that. You know what you're going to do to get to what you trying to do, the space you're trying to be in, the places you're trying to be in. You know what you're going to do, but you don't know what they have done. So you cannot compare your process to theirs. Okay? The next time you find yourself trying to compare, remember, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Just because you're not moving fast doesn't mean that you're not moving forward. I know it's hard when it feels like everybody else is making laps around you. New jobs, new homes, new relationships, new wins, just every other week. And meanwhile, you're over here questioning everything. You're wondering if you missed your turn, wondering if you're behind, wondering if your slow pace means that you're not going anywhere at all. But you are. See, you're building discipline, you're learning endurance, and you're laying the foundation that's going to last a long time. See, it takes real strength to keep showing up every day, even when nobody's clapping, even when the path doesn't seem clear, even when the results don't match the effort just yet. So stop comparing your purpose to somebody else's pace. Your progress might be quiet, it might not feel like much right now, but it's movement and it's yours.
Y'all know that people show y'all what they want you to see on this internet, right? You know that this isn't like real life. You know that the influencers that you follow and it looks like everything is perfect and you want their life, you know that's not real. A lot of people's unhappiness comes from looking in on the next person's life and feeling like everyone around them is living so much better than they are. Everyone around them has it made so much more. Everyone is so much more happier. Everyone has so much more money. It's not real. Everyone shows you what they want you to see. You looking from the outside in, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I promise you it's not real. That person is not always happy. That person's home is not always full of joy. We are all dealing with different things, but no one's going to pick the camera up and show you their bad days. They're not going to do that. Stop comparing yourself and your life and what you got to somebody else's. And stop wishing for somebody else's life and for what somebody else has. You don't know what type of spirits they carry with them. You don't know what type of bad energy they deal with. They show you a 60-second clip of their day and now you think they got the perfect life.
Real talk, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I love the saying that the grass is green wherever I water it. Don't get caught in the rat race of comparing yourself. Really, you have to redefine your happiness, what your life is going to look like, and you kind of have to just shut it all off, like shut the life off, shut the world off, because you will be caught in this rat race of never thinking that what you have is good enough, always thinking that your life has to live up to the expectations of others. And that right there is a funeral of your own life, because you now no longer are living your own life. You are living it for others' approval. Everyone does a very, very good job of making things look really, really good. And not to say some things are really as good as it seems. However, that is not always the case.
Talk about unlearning comparison, because I didn't realize how it's affecting me until recently. I used to scroll and feel instantly behind. Like, she's prettier than me, she's more successful, her life looks more put together, and I'd sit there thinking, what's wrong with me? The thing is, I learned that comparison only steals from me. It makes me forget everything that I do have and everything that I've gone through. It will never belittle hardships that I had to go through to get to this version of myself. I constantly remind myself that me and that other person, we're not on the same timeline. Her path is hers and my path is mine, and most of the time God is not in a rush I am. And not only that, people that I'm comparing myself to are comparing themselves to others as well. It's a cycle that we're letting continue. Honestly, overfeeding into it because it's not benefiting me in any way, shape, or form. Now, when I catch myself scrolling and feeling small, I just pause and I bless the person on the other side of the screen. I check in with myself and God. Clearly, there's a connection there that we're missing, and that's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. You're a girlie who's been feeling behind or comparing yourself to others and not feeling good enough for that. Listen to me. God did not make you to be her. He made you to be you. You are not late. You are not lacking. God's timing is his perfect timing, and things will come about as they should. God is still writing your story, girl. Love you. Bye.
Once I stopped comparing myself to other beautiful women, their timelines in life, their accomplishments, their looks, they man, they kids, all of the above, that's when I really started to love on myself and recognize and appreciate who I truly was and how important it was for me to master my lane that God intended for me. We're all not supposed to look the same, have the same timeline, have the same relationships, have the same life in general, right? So for me, once I accept that and allow God to do his thing in my life, that's when things really took off for me, and I never looked.
Okay, love. So we live in a world where it's easier than ever to compare. Like, we scroll on social media and it feels like everyone else is winning while you're stuck. Someone younger has more money, someone prettier, it seems more happier, someone with less experience is already thriving in the lane that you want. But here's the truth, comparison is a lie, girl. Like, you're not comparing equal things. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And the worst part is this: comparison paralyzes you. Instead of focusing on your own growth, you spend your energy watching and doubting and overanalyzing. And the more that you compare, the less that you create. Who am I talking to? Okay. The women who win don't win because they never was tempted to compare. They win because they know how to refocus, right? They know that someone else's success isn't a threat. It's proof that it's what's possible, right? So here's the reality. The time you spend comparing is time you could have been building, okay? Every second you waste looking sideways is a second you are not moving forward. And that's how you end up stuck. Not because you can't, but because you're too busy watching someone else live out your dreams. So girl, like, how do you actually break this cycle? Here's the first step. Shift from envy to evidence. When you see someone winning, stop saying, why not me, girl? And listen, you need to start saying, if she can do it, I know I can. If her, then me, right? Let it expand your belief instead of shrinking it, okay? The next step is set your own benchmark. Your timeline is yours. Stop asking, am I behind? Or asking, am I better than yesterday? Stop. The third is limit your inputs. If certain pages, people, or conversations trigger constant comparison, mute them, okay? You don't have to watch certain people or pages or anything if it's triggering you. Protect your energy, okay? Just protect it. Like, here's the bottom line. Your success doesn't come from watching. It comes from working. The only woman you need to compete with is the one you were yesterday compared to the one you're going to be tomorrow. So, Rych Babes, the next time that you catch yourself scrolling and shrinking and, all that things, remind yourself, her win doesn't take away from yours. In fact, it proves that your win is closer than you think. All right? So stop looking. Stop comparing. You got this. So listen, babe, if you are ready to stop comparing and start creating, okay, listen, then you need to shift your mindset. I'm so excited. I have something brand new coming. We are on the verge of pivoting. Okay, I'm so excited about this. Make sure that you are on my VIP list, girl. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. I'm telling telling you, this whole channel is shifting. I don't know if you've been feeling it lately, but conversations have been a little different. Okay, we have been in the verge of pivoting. Make sure that you are on the VIP list at richmilanco.com. There's going to be a pop-up. Put your information in and make sure that you are on the email list because you don't want to miss what's happening next. You don't want to miss what's happening next. So many things are happening. I'm telling you, we are on this new wave and you don't want to miss. So with that being said, my loves, listen, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Until next time, Rich Babes, stay rich. Love you.